convert them to SVG files and put them on USBs. And when they first launched, they were $79.99 each. We've gone back and delved into that archive for you, and you're going to get 4 collections as a digital download today for $49.99, which is crazy value for money. We've also got 4 Cutting Craftorium archives, same thing, $49.99, but we've got a deal for you. And the deal started last week. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. First of all, I'm going to tell you where you can watch us and how to shop. But don't go anywhere, because this is amazing. So you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop on either Facebook or Instagram with us, we're going to show you a product, and that product will have a code. And all you're going to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, so you don't miss a second of what I'm teaching you or what all the goodies that you can purchase, which is really exciting. We'll then send you a message to your social media inbox that says thank you very much for your order, and in that message there is a link. When you're ready to check out, and the sooner you check out on downloads, the sooner you can be crafting, you're going to click on that link, and that's going to take you to our website and your basket. All you need to do then is log into your account and check out. If you haven't got an account with us yet here at Highlight and you're shopping with us, you're missing out, because automatically, just by opening an account, which is free, you become part of Club Highlight, and that's also free. So your membership is completely free, but what it means is you get extra discount, loyalty points, and on a basket spend over £35 free shipping. So it's all the good stuff of being a club member and none of the bad stuff, which is fabulous. If you decide to do what I do, which is shop on our website, you can literally add the products to your basket because they'll appear at the side of your screen. Once you pop something into a basket, it'll appear in a little red shopping bag at the top, and when you're ready to turn that into Happy Post, click on that basket. That will take you through checkout. Absolutely fabulous opportunities to get a massive amount added to your digital library for not a lot of money, which is fab. Right, so first of all, I'm going to tell you what happened last week. So last week we came on here with this, with the Tattered Lace latest edition of 4 USBs content as a digital download for $49.99. If you bought this last week, as you checked out, you will have had a discount code on your order confirmation. All you need to do, if you're putting this into your basket now, the Cutting Craftorium one, because you'll already have got this, if you're putting the Cutting Craftorium one in your basket today, with that code, it will only charge you £20 instead of $49.99. I know, but just because you couldn't tune in last week doesn't mean you should miss out on the deal. So we've done a deal, so I'm going to give you the codes now so you can make a choice. If you just want the Tattered Lace download by itself, it's Shop Lace and it's $49.99. If you just want the Cutting Craftorium deal by itself, it's Shop Archive and that's $49.99. If you buy both together, and if you're buying both together today, you won't need a discount code because it's already been discounted for you. It's Shop Bundle and it's $69.99 for 4 full collections from Cutting Craftorium Archive and 4 full USB contents from Tattered Lace Archive, which is just incredible. That $69.99 as well is before your club discount, plus your loyalty points, and no shipping because it's a digital download. So you can literally be playing with this afternoon. How exciting is that? I know, I love it, right? Don't like much about technology, but I like that bit because it's quicker than waiting for the postman to arrive. Right, let's have a look what we've got on our Tattered Lace one then, shall we? So we've got 4 USBs. Our first one is Flowers and Foliage. There are 311 folders, not files, folders within this download. So Flowers and Foliage, you're getting first of all, so you've got all your leaves, you've got some beautiful panels in here, you've got some panels that layer up, you've got some lovely things like the summer blossom, the ornamental rose, quilted cushion border. That on parchment would look absolutely amazing because you could go and add the white work in. Then this is your second sheet for your flowers and foliage. You've got all these different florals on here. I love that birdhouse row. That'd be fabulous as a silhouette out of vinyl on a really bright, funky background. You've got all your decorative elements in here, but you look at this one in particular here, that's a label shape. You've then got that in hundreds of different sizes, which is just remarkable. You've got corners in here, you've got buckles or ribbon sliders, you've got more detailed designs. Then we come on to this one, and when I printed this off and got it out of the printer, I was like, oh wow, okay, this is big. Look at all these different folders that you've got for all different occasions, from engagement to good luck, to graduation, to new home, new job, retirement. You've got Valentine's in there, you've got wedding in there as well. So lots and lots and lots of options. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of options with this. They're all scalable. You can draw them, foil them, emboss them, do some with paper piercing. They look amazing paper pierce, some of the doilies. And you've got all of this little lot going on, all coming to you today for a discounted price of $49.99 by itself. Shop Lace will get you all 4 of these together. Then we've got Mystical. So these are all you've got your slippers in there, your magic slipper, you've got your snow globe, you've got your snow queen, you've got your regal swan, you've got a wondrous wizard and the baby dragon, you've got a witch in there, you've got scarecrow, you've got a seahorse, an unicorn, and this is one of my favorites because I think this is a really positive affirmation. Be your own kind of beautiful. Okay, that's a great one to make. Then you're also getting this little lot. So you're getting the castle in there, you've got the polar bear in there, you've got a barn owl, you've got Dave the dragon. There, that's what I was looking for before. This is the one that I made into the little butterfly and welded it to the edge of the card earlier on. So we took that and did something completely different with it. You've got a mermaid. I love that. That on a little girl's sweatshirt in heat transfer vinyl would look amazing. Absolutely amazing. You've got your little forest mushrooms in there. Love these. These look great on a box frame with lights inside them. So you've got all of that content. You've then also got frippery and flourishes. So you're getting more detailed designs. You've got your handbag in there, your postcard, your rambling rose. You've got corners in there that you could potentially make into frames. All sorts of different things. I love the owl. I love it when we do an owl. And then you've got all of this little lot as well, all as a digital download, instant, no postage for you today. So if you want the Tattered Lace one by itself, it's Shop Lace and it's $49.99. Right, cutting Craftorium next. So cutting Craftorium is all about the 3D projects, lots of really cool concepts. Now we're going to start with Build a Botanical, and we did this morning. This is all about building those layered flowers. So they're not 3-dimensional as in like this. They're 3-dimensional, but they're flat. So they have those layers into them. You also get 200 backing papers with this USB as well. So when you download, your papers will be in that download. This is just 4 or 5 of them, just to show you a little bit of what some of them are like, but this is 5 out of 200. So you've got lovely washes in there. You've got these textures in the background, which are going to look fab. You've got your wooden boards, which again, are going to look really cool. You've got almost like somebody's just taken a really thick brush and loads of paint and just painted a background, and then you've got some lovely waterfall florals in there. That is literally the tip of the iceberg. But what this is all about is building up all your flowers. So you get all your flowers, but you also get a lot of projects. So you're getting flowers, building flowers, embellishments, leaves, rustic ladder, tags, stacking drawers, flower pots, storage boxes, gift boxes, postcard holders. You've got a pressed flower frame, an ornate letter frame, nature frames, jewelry pot, memo board, all of these amazing projects that you can then create. So all of your flowers build like this. Look how beautiful these are. If you're into your vinyl, these are going to be fantastic with vinyl, and we've got a great deal on 30 sheets of mixed pack vinyl in this hour as well. But look at all these. How gorgeous are these going to all look? Add your little bit of ink, add your detail, do your faux stitching if that's what you're into, add your white lines in there to give it some highlights. You could cut all of these out of watercolour card if you wanted to, watercolour them and then build them. That would look really special, I think. I think that would look amazing if you did that. You could do them all different ideas, depends on what you want. You could even print them on, do you do them on rice paper? How would you do that? No, because they're not MCS, are they? But you could colour some rice paper. So find some simple backgrounds on Micro Studio, print them on rice paper and do them that way if you wanted to do them on furniture. But you've got all these. This is the rose that we did this morning. You've got all of these incredible florals for you to be able to use time and time and time and time again. Maybe you're doing a big flower wall and the expense of buying real flowers or big silk flowers is just too much. Do it with these because they're absolutely fantastic. And then if I just very quickly flick through these, you'll get to see some of the projects. So you've got your rustic ladder shelves in there. You've got tags in there, so different types of tags. You've got stacking drawers, all this kind of thing, flower pots. You've got your storage boxes. Now these are made with grey board. I know loads of you bought tons of grey board in the past. We're struggling to find a really good quality one at the right price at the moment, but I'm sure you've got lots in your stash. You've got your storage for your papers, if that's what you want it to be. You've got a little pressed flower frame in there using vellum. All of this, all with instructions. You've got 2 fonts in this one as well, and they're both cutting fonts and drawing fonts, so you get them as a single line and as an outline as well, which is great. So you've got all of these different ones. How lovely is that on the memo board? Isn't that sweet? I just think it's a really lovely idea. I was saying before, a friend of mine, her husband was selling his dad's bike, but he wanted to keep the wheels, so I took the wheels off, so got rid of the frame. And then I did loads of flowers around one of the big bike wheels and it hangs in there whole way. It's lovely. So you've got gift bags in here. You've got all different cards in here. You've got a watering can card and these are your fonts. That's a beautiful font. Honestly, I'd buy it just for the fonts. I think they're fabulous. So all of that little lot, that is your Builder Botanical. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit, otherwise we're never going to get through everything that we need to get through. Andrew has handed me in some clues. So we've got a clue. The clue is, well, first of all, it's an animal. Where have you put it, Andrew? Over there. Thank you. Thank you. It's an image. Right, so this is an animal. So we're going to give you 5 clues. You're going to type the answers into the comments underneath, and then at the end we'll spin the winner and pick a wheel. So number 1. What? What are you laughing at now?
Spin the winner and pick a wheel.
We will. We'll spin the winner and we'll pick a wheel. We'll spin you. And that's, honestly, that's me all over, isn't it? I didn't even know I'd said that. We will spin the wheel and pick a winner. It's on a Tuesday. It's on a Tuesday. Number 1, this animal primarily eats leaves, stems, fruit and shoots, spending over half the day feeding. I know. Number 2.
It's not me.
Well, I was thinking that. Sam looked at you and I just thought it. Number 2, its nose shape is so distinctive that researchers can identify individuals by it. I didn't know that. That's amazing, isn't it? Didn't know that. There you go, see? Every day's a school day. Right, Daydreaming next. Now, all I've done on this one is printed out the main projects because otherwise we're going to be till 3 weeks next Friday. So Daydreaming is your next one. One of our best projects that we've ever done was the carousel. If you fancy making yourself a carousel, it's a project, but it's a lot of fun and it's beautiful when it's made up. So you get the carousel, you also get the castle. You've got a big toadstool in there, so if you wanted to do like a fairy princess party, these would be great. You've also got a caravan in there, and then you've got bows and you've got lots of gift boxes, etc. But those are the 4 big projects that are in this one. So you're getting that one as well. You're then also going to get Days Out, and we're about to make this windmill. So I've got all the pieces cut. I'm going to show you how to create mat layers because way back when we didn't do mat layers for things like this. So I'm going to teach you how to do them yourself, which is really cool. So you've got all of this lot. You've got so many different projects in here, from cameras to compasses to a fantastic, I have to show you this one because this is one of my favourite projects in here, as well as the windmill, which is that one. How fantastic is that? Imagine that at Christmas. That's amazing, isn't it? I love it. And even the windows and the clock hands and all the leaves and the flourishes, you're getting all of those as cutting files, so you can keep using them time and time again. So you're getting a wealth. Eiffel Tower in there, that's a great project to do. You've got bike gift boxes in there, you've got balloon gift boxes, you've got cloud gift boxes, you've got all sorts. Pizza. I have to be really in the mood for a pizza. I do have to really be in the mood, but I do like it when I get one. Telephone box, how amazing is that? Isn't that cool? And look at the detail inside. I know, it's fab, isn't it? So all of this lot in there, planes, you've got the windmill in there, loads and loads and loads of different ones. You've got Russian dolls that all literally work as a Russian doll. You've got all of these fantastic, fantastic projects. So that's your days out. And then last but by no means least, this one you're going to get another 200 backing papers on. This is Pretty and Purposeful. This is all about making your own storage. So I'm going to flick through this one as well, because I'm very aware that we haven't got a lot of time in an hour. I thought 2 hours was going to be really slow this morning. It literally felt like an hour. It was ridiculous. Bits and Bob shelf. So if you fancy a bits and Bob shelf for your hallway, this is a great one. You've got a book drawer, so it looks like a book when it's all closed up, but you've got the drawer that's inside it with all your written instructions and all the papers, because you're getting another 200 papers in this one as a download. You've got your little shelves in there. That's lovely with all the little candles on it. You've got this one, which is all about your storage, your desk storage, your bedside table storage, all that kind of thing. So you've got all the instructions for that. You've got your little key holder in there as well with 2 little drawers at the bottom. So lots and lots of projects in these that you can make out of grey board and you can have around your home in the size that you want and also in the papers that you want, because there are 200 on there, but of course you can absolutely use your own papers and match your decor. You could even use wallpaper if you've got any wallpaper left over. So a really good opportunity to get a lot for a little. So if you want all 4 of those by themselves, it's Shop Archive, it's $49.99. However, Shop Bundle is going to get you all 4 Tattered Lace and all 4 from Cutting Craftorium for $69.99 before your club discount. That's ridiculous value for money. Then you'll get your loyalty points and there's no postage because it's instant, so you can working with this afternoon. Right, let's move on. I've got some rice papers to show you. So this is Ravishing Rice Papers Volume 1. And I wanted to bring these on because you might want to change the papers. You might want to have something that's a little bit pretty and that's got lots of detail in it. So Ravishing Rice Papers was the first volume that we did with these stunning pieces of art. Now, just because it says rice paper doesn't mean you need to cut it out of rice paper. You can print it onto all your different mediums. You can print it onto fabrics if you print roll tape fabric. You can print it onto acetate. You can print it onto your sticker sheets. You can print it onto your regular cardstock if that's what you want to do. But you're getting 50 absolutely gorgeous rice papers. They're going to take you right through the year, so from spring to winter. I love the fact that we've got some in black and white and sepia. I think they're really special. I think they're so cool. And then I also love this sheet because that is so beautiful. So we've got a nod to our steampunk and our travel era. I just think it's amazing. If you want that one, it is Shop Ravish and it's $14.99. If you want volume 2, if you missed out on this one when David and myself launched this, not last week, the week before, I believe. I don't know, these weeks are flying by. I don't know, we're in the middle of April already. You've got this option as well. So you're going to get another 50 here. This one is Shop Download and it's $14.99. You'll recognise that one if you watch the MDF shows on Saturday morning. You'll recognise that one as well. Unfortunately, that's all sold out. We're waiting for a restock. The guys who were cutting it for us have just bought 3 new lasers. That's double the capacity of the one that they've got now. So hopefully we'll be able to get more stock and stop selling out before we really get into the show. So you've got another 50 there. So that is Shop Download, $14.99. Now, The next one did quite well this morning, so I'm going to go through this with you as well. This is your build your own Bountiful borders. Now, this is in the studio, but it has Micro Studio with it. So you're going to get the following: the ability to print these off time and time again, which is great, because you might want to fussy cut around that and have it across the scrapbook page, down the side of a card, in a piece of home decor. So you're going to get all of those 12. You're then also going to get all the elements that made those up. Now, if you got your Sospeso Trasparente film the other week when we brought you those flowers that you heated over a tea light, we also brought you sheets of film that you can print these onto rice paper. So build your own design in Micro Studio, print it off on rice paper, put a thin layer of glue, their special glue, onto the film, and then place the rice paper facing down on the clear one. On the white one it doesn't matter, but on the clear one put it on facing down so that when you see it, it's got that shine to it. So all of these you've now got options with as well. There's some that are quite stylized, there's some that are very natural, but you've got a lovely variety. That would look absolutely stunning if you molded that over a tea light. That's going to look incredible. And you've got all of these different elements that we've broken down for you and made into Minecraft Studio files. So you can see all of these here. I love these. I love the fact that some of them are stylized and almost layered. These would actually work really well with your Builder Botanicals as well, because it's got that similar look and feel to it, which will be great. You've then got your little birds in there as well, and all your foliage shapes. You've got extra flowers, you've got some finials in there as well, those decorative elements. And again, these are going to be absolutely incredible. So now it's not just about Micro Studio, it's about what else you can do with these files, like printing them up. These are lovely. These sunflowers would look exquisite, absolutely exquisite. So you've got the opportunity, this is my favorite. You've got the opportunity now to really get creative with all this artwork and make it your own, which is a lot of fun. So if you want this one, it's shop build, it's $10.99. That's crazy value for money. That's so good. Don't miss out on these, because they really are a deal. And it's times like this when you build them up. One more thing, well, I'm going to do two more things, because I'm going to do the card for you as well. But last week, Amanda and David launched the latest in the templates, the card shape templates. And this time you're going to get a diamond pop-up card, a pop-up box, a side panel fold card, and a 3-step card. Now, we had a request apparently earlier on for somebody asked if I could cut one of these. I will do that. I'll do it at 6 o'clock if that's all right, because I literally found out 10 minutes before the show. And I've got my demos planned for this hour, but I'll definitely do one at 6 o'clock for you. And then last but by no means least, I want to talk to you about this cardstock, because it's super quality. It's 180 GSM. So it's a lighter weight card. It's not necessarily for construction, but for mats and layers, it's going to be perfect. So you've got your pale blue, soft lemon, lovely baby pink, a very soft lavender. I'll flick through them so you can see, going into more of a deep lilac colour, and then into your whites, and then into your sherbet colours or sorbet colours. Look how beautiful those colours are together. You've got your pink and your orange, your yellow, and then your lovely fresh spring green. So if you want that one, it is shop light, $27.99. It's solid core, cuts amazingly well on your ScanNCut. And if you want the darks, which will get you 5 of each of this colour, so 5 of the purple, 5 of more of an orangey red, going into a deep dark blue red, going into quite a vibrant emerald green, into a deeper fir green, into turquoise, French navy, a really lovely grey green. You don't see that colour very often, it's very pretty. Then you've got a chocolate brown, and you've also got black in there as well. So if you want that one, shop darks, $27.99. Right, come over here with me, because I want to talk to you about, let's do another one of these, and then we're going to have a play around. So number one, so this is, you've got to find the animal, you've got to guess the animal, and then whoever wins, we're going to draw a winner and we'll spin the wheel. So number one, this animal primarily eats leaves, stems, fruit and shoots, spending over half the day feeding. Number 2, its nose shape is so distinctive that researchers can identify individuals by it. That's amazing. Isn't nature amazing? Number 3, its vocalizations includes grunts, hoots and roars used to communicate emotion and intent. Now that definitely does sound like Andrew, and Sam thought the same thing because she looked over and looked at him when I said it, and he's in a little world of his own. Look at him, honestly, such a boy. Right, let's do one more. This species forms close-knit groups called troops. Leave that one with you. Right, so as you can see, I've cut and taped everything out to start to make the windmill. But I want to show you something that's really quite exciting, I think, because once I show you this, it's going to spark your imagination for other things, which is super cool. And that's exactly what we want to do. So this is the middle panel, right? And I've already gone ahead and cut all these out. You'll see there's one that's at the front with the window and the door in there. So they're going to go there. So I've cut all these out, and I'm going to show you what I did in a minute. But to fold them, because we've made this smaller, so we've taken the original file, and as a percentage, I've made it 60%. So it's 40% smaller than it was originally. So that also makes the tabs a little bit smaller. So when you're working with a thicker cardstock, and this is a 300 GSM craft card, so it's super thick. When you've got little tabs like that, don't just fold them over. Get a ruler, put it up to that dash line and fold it up. Give it a little bit of help because it's a small area, but it's also thick. So we need to just make sure that we get this nice and folded. So if you get your ruler up to that dash pattern there, and then just fold this over gently, just gently tease it into place or encourage it to fold, and then once you get to that perforation line, it will fold. Now the other thing that you'll find, which is a benefit, because I know a lot of people don't like perforation lines, because you've made it smaller, each dash in that perforation line also gets smaller, and the smaller they are and the closer together, even though they're a little bit trickier to fold over, you don't get that edge, you know, that edge that you get where you've got that little bit of card that it's not straight, it's not smooth. Whereas when you do it with this, you get a better look. So I'm sorry, Sam, you're gonna have to come and stand here for this bit, darling. I couldn't fit everything on the table. So if I know, sorry, we're going to retrieve the information from the USB. Okay. Oh, where's my USB? I've had this today. Where is it?
In the machine.
Oh, it is in the machine. All right, well, the machine's not finding it then. So let's find that. There we go. Right, so sometimes if this happens, you've got to take it out and then put it back in and wait for that to flash. Come on, don't wait, don't do it now. Don't do that now. Oh, what is going on? Honestly. And it's always in this studio. Go on, there you go. It's flashing now. Can you see how it's flashing? Once it stops flashing, it means it's loaded. So USB, there we go, got it. Sometimes you just have to mess with technology, don't you? Right, so we're going to do days out. We're going to click on the folder. We're going to go right down to the bottom because it's the windmill. And we're going to do the middle section because this is one of the trickier ones to do. So if I can teach you this, the rest will be easy. I'm going to do the side. And we're going to press OK. Now obviously you've got that one that's the front and then this one that is the side. So we're going to do both of them. We're going to go to edit. We're editing the object, so we're clicking that and we're resizing it. Now you can resize it and take it down to the size you want. If you're going to do this on a CM, you're going to bring all the pieces on at once, put them in a pile on top of each other, align them, and then group them and then scale it all down. But on a SDX, you can do it as a percentage. So I did them at 60% because I didn't want to make a big one. I wanted to make a medium-sized one. And then we're going to do the same thing with that one. And we're going to take that down to 60. And then we're going to press OK. And again, and we're going to save that into the cloud. Or you would save it onto your USB, put USB into your computer if you haven't got a Wi-Fi enabled machine. Right, here we go. So this is the exciting bit. I love doing this. And I've shown you similar things to this before, but it's always good to have a recap, especially when it's for a specific reason. Right, so canvas has been open. Canvas was already open when I saved that. So we're going to refresh. I don't want you to refresh. No, it's telling me it can't be downloaded because there's a lot of shapes. So let's see if there is anything that I'm missing. Don't look like there's any shapes there at all. Right, so we're going to refresh. And here is the file that we've just had. So first things first, I'm going to drag that one over there. I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to ungroup it. All right, so I now know that that one's ungrouped. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this. So I'm going to go to edit and ungroup. And we're going to remove the perforation lines because that's the actual shape that we're going to stick the matte layers onto. But for our mats, we don't need the perforation lines. So I'm going to delete those off. Right, now then we're going to zoom in. Okay, so we're going to zoom in and we're going to go return to categories and we're going to grab a square. And we're going to use this to remove the tabs. Because you can see there's a tab that went across there, one that came all the way down the side and another one that came across the bottom. That's what the perforation lines were there for. So we need to get rid of those tabs. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut all these out on your papers like this and then cut along the perforation lines and then measure in and make it smaller so it fits on top. But this is a much easier and a much more methodical and precise way of doing it. So let's zoom right in. I want you to see this right in. So I'm going to move my mouse. I'm going to go right in here. Let's go to 200% because we can. And I'm going to move, now we'll come out a bit because now I can't find my little bar at the bottom. I'm going to get this square now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this square up to the top. And where I'm looking here is this little point here, this part at the beginning of the tab, that little piece that comes out just there. And I want to line that box up so that it lines up perfectly with that. Now it's a little bit of trial and error, but you'll be able to see when I do this what it does. So if I left click and drag across both of those, do you remember divide? You know how we divide and we punch bits through? I want to punch that square through this shape to get rid of that tab. So if we right click or go to edit at the top, we can then divide that, and it doesn't look like anything's happened until you take that away and then you also take that away. So that's removed the tab now. Now you have to remove the perforation lines before you do that, okay? But that's removed that tab at the top. So I'm going to right click and delete that. And then I'm going to use the other end of this square. So we're going to scroll down. I'm going to bring this square right down to the bottom. And you can always zoom in and out. You don't have to work in this depth. But here, that little bit there, that just the top of that arrow there, that you can see where that arrow is moving left to right, the top of that little cursor there, that's where I want it to line up. So I'm going to drop it down. And this is an interesting one because it's got two angles here. It's got one for this tab and one for this tab. We're going to deal with this one first. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to drop this down into place. We're going to grab both of these pieces. We're going to go to edit and divide, which is edit, process overlap and divide, or you can just right click and divide. So when I move this out of the way, now I've got a nice clean edge to that. The tab is there, but look what's happened to this. So I've taken a shape and punched it out of another shape. This is going to be something that we're going to do quite a bit of moving forward, which is why I wanted to show you this. So I'm going to delete this square now because I've used the top and the bottom. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better. So we've now got that shape, but we've still got this tab on the side. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. I think this is the quickest way, so I'm going to show you this way. We'll probably cover the other one in one of our club classes. So I'm going to bring on another square. Right, and I'm going to zoom in for you so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to line this up so it just touches that line. Okay, so those two lines, so where the bottom left hand corner is here, that corner is touching the line that's coming up the side. Now obviously we need to rotate it because it's not meeting, because this is an angle and this is what's causing the tricky bit, this angle. So all we're going to do, we're just going to literally click on this little green button at the top, this little bit, and we're going to rotate it. And as we're rotating it, we're going to move it over. And once you get to a stage where that line lines up perfectly over the top of the other line, you're ready. Okay, now that needs rotating just a fraction, and it is a fraction more. Go too far and you'll lose it. So just take your time. And then when you get to a stage where that line just sits perfectly over the top like that, you know you're right. Okay. So now what we need to do is extend this. So what we're going to do is drag this little dot at the bottom, and we're going to drag this down. I'm just going to move down so that I can see whether that's long enough. Not quite. So I'm going to drag that again and just dragging it down. So I'm not making it bigger widthwise, I'm just making it bigger lengthwise. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over so it hits this little arrow, this little part here, the bit where that straight line goes into that diagonal, that point where those two meet. So we're going to go over here and we're going to line this up. I'm going to scroll down, make sure that it's lined up at the bottom. I think that needs moving over maybe one slightly to the left. I'm going to go back up. Take your time with this because this is important. If you don't get this right, your mats and layers aren't going to work. And then you're going to drag across here. You're going to go to edit again and you're going to divide. And that will leave you with that shape, which is super cool. So you've removed all the tabs, which is fab. But then look at this shape. This could be an index card. You've got all the opportunities because you've got Canvas Workspace and it's free, which is ridiculous. Now, you do need either a PC, a laptop, a phone or a tablet to use Canvas Workspace. I use the web app version, which is the one that you don't download, and I use it on a laptop because it's easier when you're learning, because every time I hover over an icon, it tells me what it does. So when you're learning, this is much easier than using the downloadable version. We are going to do some stuff with the downloadable version in the club, but not yet. But I am taking you into Canvas Workspace at the beginning because I think it's important. Right, so that's how you do that one. So once you've done that, you can zoom out and you can go to Project and Plus. So in the title, you could write Windmill Middle, because it's the middle section and it's the matte layer, right? But we haven't created a matte layer yet. So what we need to do before I forget, because I did forget, is go to edit and create an inward offset line, because that's exactly the same size, same shape as the piece without the tabs on. What we need to do is make that smaller, the same distance all the way around. So we're going to create what we call an inward offset line. If it's inward, it's inside the original, so therefore it's smaller. If it's outward, it's outside of the original, therefore it's bigger. Okay, so we want to create a 3mm or whatever size you want it to be, inward offset line, and we want to delete the original because we've saved it. So delete and OK. So now that is the perfect matte layer for me to be able to cut out on my ScanNCut and build this section up. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So that's super cool. I'll do another one tonight at 6 o'clock and show you while the ScanNCut's cutting out one of the card shapes. So we'll repeat it so that you get to grips with it. But it's a fabulous way of working. Because if you wanted, so say you've got a drawer front and it's a square and you've got that little notch out of it. If you measure the distance of that, so the diameter of that notch, and make a circle that's that diameter, put half of it over the top of the square and divide it, you'll end up with that shape. So this is now divide taking shapes away, which is super cool. So I've got all my pieces now. So I've got all my panels, I've got my base and my top, and I've got all my patterned papers. These papers are from Ravishing Rice Papers download at volume 1. Because I said I wanted to use them, and I did. I went straight out of here, literally, packed the show down, went straight out of here, went straight onto the computer, printed these off, and then this is what I've been doing. Right, let's get this hook in here. Now I like this hook for this because it's long, but it's not too thick, so it gets in and it just unblocks, she says, that glue. Come on, don't do this to me today. It doesn't block right down because the nozzle's too fine. It just gets the skin. And I purposely did this before we came on air, but it is very warm in here, I'm not going to lie. There we go. Right, we've got glue out now, so we're ready to go. I've got a piece of red liner kitchen roll at the side of me for when I start taking my red liner tape off so it doesn't stick to me like glue. And all we're going to do now is go in and build this up. So I'm just going to put a small amount of glue, and it is a small amount, you don't need a lot. If you need a lot of your glue, you need to change your glue because there's too much water content in it. And all I'm going to do now is build this in. Now remember, I've got a 3mm offset. I have gone round with a brown marker. So I chose one of the Ink Lily alcohol markers. Any alcohol marker will do as long as it's got a chisel tip. And then all you're going to do is this. Now what I didn't show you was the other one. So I'm going to do that because that's more important than seeing me glue and stick. We can always do that later on, but I need to show you this one. So once you've done that, let me, oh, a mouse in it, I keep forgetting. I have a touchpad on mine, I keep forgetting. To do the other one, so let's get rid of that. You're going to do exactly the same thing, but before you do that, let me just bring this back on again for you. Before you do this, we've also got these windows, so I don't need that one, I can get rid of that. Right, so I'm going to ungroup this one. So edit and ungroup. And I'm going to move that out of the way. But if I move that out of the way, I don't know where they go. Okay, so we're going to undo that. I'm going to show you this. So we're going to click on that, which is your outside edge, but we want to keep the window and the door where they are. So if you press Shift on your keypad and click on that shape and that shape, you'll see now that all three are selected. So what we'll then do is go up to Edit at the top or right click and group those, which means that I can then move that without having to, with them all staying in the same place. So if I delete those, you then go in, first thing you're going to do is divide. So you're going to go to Edit and Divide, because right now it sees that shape with those shapes set on top. And there are the shapes that it's just punched through. So we need to get rid of those. So we're going to right click and delete those. And then you'll go in and you'll do exactly what I've just done with those squares, and you'll remove the tabs. And that's how you keep your window and your door in the right place. So you press Shift and then select the shapes that you want. So it's super, super easy to do. I love that. I love that we can have all this time to show you this. Right, so let's get some more of these stuck down and then we can start to build. So then with that, we created an offset line. Because we divided it, it automatically, as I went smaller here, went bigger here. So you've got that perfect 3mm mat around the window and the door as well, which is really cool. So a little bit of glue. Now when I'm gluing this one, I will put some around those apertures. Okay, so we'll make sure we've got some glue around there so they stay nice and flush. I like using a brown marker or a black marker or whatever colour you prefer. I prefer it to be a neutral colour personally. I just think it looks better rather than being in a bright bold colour, but it's entirely up to you. It's your style. And that's what I love about the club, because I've been in and had a look at a lot of the homework. I'll be going in again this week and having another look, and you're all doing a fabulous job. But the best thing, do you know what the best thing is for me? First of all, you're trying it, which is great, because some of you have only just got your ScanNCut out the boxes and that's your first project. That's amazing. But secondly, that you're being creative with the designs. So just because I stick a flower somewhere doesn't mean you have to stick a flower in the same place, right? I know. So learn from the ScanNCut stuff from the videos and then make the card your own. And then the homework that's coming in is also super. And apparently on that second lot of downloads, it was difficult to create an offset line on the machine. But I think most people worked out, well, do you know what? I'll go into Canvas and do it in there. Sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. I've asked Brother, they don't know why either. I don't know why, because normally it will come up with an error message like can't do it with an intersecting or open path. It doesn't do that, and it works in Canvas, so it must be that there's too many points for it to work from, because when it's creating an offset, it's not just making it bigger or smaller, it's measuring in the distance of the offset from every single point on that shape. So it could be that I'll have another look at it, but I think that's probably what it is. So all we're doing now is building all these layers together. Okay, so super simple. Just getting your glue on there like so, and get your downloads. Those Ravishing rice paper downloads are absolutely beautiful. I'll get Andrew to put each one on the screen for you, but even cut down in small layers. You take it from something that could be quite plain to something that's going to look really pretty and very decorative in your home. Right, so I'm going to show you how to glue these together because we are again running out of time. Oh, final clue. Where have I put them? Here. Final clue. Let's go through all five of them because we can carry on this at 6 o'clock because we've got another hour. Yes. Number one, this animal primarily eats leaves, stems, fruit and shoots, spending over half the day feeding. Its nose shape is so distinctive that researchers can identify individuals by it. Its vocalizations include grunts, hoots and roars used to communicate emotion and intent. This species forms close-knit groups called troops. And the final clue, mature males develop a silvery back, there's your clue, a sign of dominance in their social group. In other words, they go grey and get older, and then they're the boss. I like that idea. Maybe it is you, yeah, but you're not old enough to be the boss yet.
Yeah, right.
You're not. Right, so next. So this is the base. So we're going to position all these on there. Look how that's scaled perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. So I'm going to use the hook that's in the tool set, which is brilliant for getting red line and tape off. Thank goodness for that. Found a tool now that helps me get that off. I'm going to pop that onto there, up to that perforation line. Okay, so you want to just be able to see those perforation lines just as you stick it down like that. All right, now I would go around and do all these pieces first. So look at that, dig that in. That's super cool. Found a tool that works, Sam. Found a tool that works. Next one. Now don't leave a gap, whatever you do, because you don't want any gaps. And we're working right up to the edge like so. So it'll just slot together like a jigsaw. Remember, if you're buying this, you've got all your written instructions. So you don't need to remember this at all. I'm just going to grab that and get the hook into that tape backing. Right, so push it into the backing and then it'll just pick it up. Love that. Love that. I'm looking for one of those for years. Right, now then, I'm going to go into here. I know brother have had one, been out of stock for ages, and every time it comes back in, you lot buy it. I haven't got one. I know, right? Who knew? Right, let's get these off here. So we want the next one off here. So we're going to take that off, and you're literally going to work all the way around. Oh, missed a bit of tape off that one. So let me show you how I put the tape on as well, because that's something good. If I've got any scissors, probably not. No, Melanie. There'll be some under the counter. I'm on my way. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. On it. On it. Yes, there is. There's some under here. Oh, they're usable as well. That's unusual. They're usually full of glue from Academy. Right. Oh, there's tape on it. I just hadn't backing had already come off after all that. But when you are putting your tape on, you're just going to take a small piece. I know I'm teaching my granny to suck eggs, but there is a knack to this. So if you look there, rather than just cutting a strip and sticking it on, put it on, because the angle that you cut that at there, cut it with the angle of that angle there, then your next piece will be right for your next tab, which is really easy. So all you're going to do is work your way around here now methodically, and I'm going to make sure I've got all the pieces cut and glued on for 6 o'clock tonight. So that one's going to go there. Then we'll have this one here next to there, because they're pretty on the outside, and then we'll just add the rest of the papers in. So we're going to rotate this one. So the easiest way to do cutting Craftorium is methodically. Cut all the pieces, label them if you think they need labeling, so you don't forget what's what. Maybe that's more me than you, but either way. And then you're going to work methodically. So the next thing I would do would be glue those together. And you can see how it's going to start to build, can't you? It's really exciting. I love doing cutting Craftorium projects. There's something that will take you out of your comfort zone if you're not used to it, which is always a good thing. It's scary, but it's a good thing because the sense of achievement when you've made one of these is absolutely fantastic. You'll love it. It's a great, great thing. And also, we're very aware now that the weather's getting nicer and more of you are out in the garden, or you're going out for days out. Maybe you've got the grandchildren at home this week. Take us with you. You can watch us on your phone, on your tablet. Take us with you in the car or the train or the bus or coach or wherever you're going, because we like a day out. We don't want to be missing out. I want to get like a map of the UK and put little pins for everywhere, everybody that emails, that messages in when they're out and about on a day out and you're watching us. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. Right, so let's just get these last two pieces down here, and then we can get those panels in, and then I can build that up. So really easy to do. Are we all getting the answers right now, Andrew?
Yeah.
Good, good. So we're going to position that there. Remember, we've got that 3mm border. If you want it less or more, that's entirely up to you. But then when you're cutting your tape, cut it from the back so you can see that angle, and then you'll get it perfectly situated. It's just a lot of fun. And I think, you know, sometimes you can go out and you can buy nice decorations for your home, but why not make them? And why not make something different? I literally, a few weeks ago, threw out a massive telephone that I'd made, you know, like an old-fashioned one. And it was one of the cutting Craftoriums, and Alice had been playing with it and she'd broken it and I couldn't fix it. And I was like, took it to the skip, and the lady next to me, she went, "Are you throwing that out?" I went, "Yeah, it's got a bit damaged." She went, "I'll have that." I was like, "Fine, off you go." So it's at somebody else's house now. I love that. I was like, "Well, yeah, if you want to, yeah, absolutely." I said, "It's a bit damaged." She said, "Don't care, it's beautiful, I'd like it." I went, "Right, well, there you go then." That's what happens when you go to a skip on a Sunday morning, right? Right, so let's get these pieces off. So dig in, pull that off, push that underneath there. Remember, you want to just see those perforation lines there, like that. Press it down, take your next piece. So I've shown you now how to make your mat layers. I will do a different shape later on for you because there's this one. We need to know how to do that one, don't we? If it's just a square, you can measure it and then make a square from the shapes inside the machine's memory and just make your mat layers that way. But when it's an unusual shape like this, it's easier to do it this way. So I'm just going to push that together there, pushing this piece over slightly towards the right. And then this one, yes, please draw a winner, Andrew, while I get this stuck on. Then we will spin that wheel. What's coming up at 1, please? Can't believe that.
Fantastic question.
Oh, Skitch. Oh,
Conway.
Wendy Conway. Well done, Wendy. Right, go and draw your prize. Amanda's coming up with Skitch. I love that machine. It's on my wish list. I'm saving up. I know, I'm saving up. Right. Wendy, let's see what you've won. Right or left, Sam?
Right.
Good girl.
Left early.
If this is 5 or 9, this thing's going in the bin. Oh, 8. It must have heard me. 100 points. Well done, Wendy. If your messages help at Highlight Crafts, we'll get those added to your account. I don't know where that hour's gone. That's gone ridiculously quickly. Honestly, I could do a whole day on this and not run out of things to show you. But unfortunately, I've got to go and do some work. I know. How rude. Right, so the deal is, if you buy... Move Sam's drink out the way. If you buy the Tattered Lace latest archive download, which has 4 complete collections for you with loads and loads and loads of files at $49.99, you have the opportunity to add Cutting Craftorium archive, Daydreaming, Days Out, Pretty and Purposeful, and Build a Botanical. You can get both of them instead of them both being $49.99 each. You can get both of them for $69.99 shop bundle. If you're somebody that bought the Tattered Lace last week when it launched, you will have a discount code on your order confirmation with a code that you can put in, and that will make the Cutting Craftorium £20 for you. Thank you very much for joining me. I will be back at 6 o'clock. I'm going to go make all my other bits from my windmill then. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.